would you be willing to share, Phil, one of those uncomfortable truths that you have had to face for Brother, for yourself in the last few months?
Yeah, I mean, I think a really good example might be actually one that all printer vendors had to go through, which was post-pandemic, the people's uses of printers in offices declined quite significantly in a short period of time. So the industry could almost concretely forecast that print was declining in offices at a negative rate of about 3% per year. Okay, we can all live with that. We can all plan for that. We can all, we can work with that horizon. Post-pandemic, of course, suddenly the center of gravity shifted, didn't it, between employer and employee? That suddenly all the power wasn't suddenly with the employers of, come to the office every day, because people had created new habits. And so as a result of that, we then saw pretty much the rollout of hybrid working across many, many organizations, of course, public and private. And what that meant is more digitized processes, which were more rapidly digitized than perhaps people were thinking of initially. And as a result, the global print volumes for, let's say, pieces of A4 paper reduced by about 15% overnight.
Yeah.
So when you've got a business model that's saying, well, we're planning for about 3 and it goes negative 15, then that's quite a lot of money. It's quite a lot of money. And, everyone can see that in the numbers. And of course, what that does is make people worry. Oh no, what does that mean for me? What does that mean for my job? And it's kind of like, so that was an uncomfortable truth that it was, you've got to face that, which is, my explanation to our people here is we've gone over effectively now the line which says we're not going back. So in physics, they call this the event horizon. I don't know if you know that term with black holes. Yeah, so like once you've gone over the event horizon, which is the line, there's no going back. You cannot escape the gravity of a black hole. And that's what I said to my people here is that, we've gone over the event horizon now with, in my opinion, hybrid working, because people don't want to go back. And as much as a business might rally and cry and bang the table and do the callbacks and all of those sorts of things, people have mentally moved on from that moment. And so they've now got a basic expectation that hybrid working forms part of general working, for effectively people in administrative roles, marketing, and so on. And now actually people are asking for more. And of course, we're seeing legislation in the UK with things like flexible working, compressed working hours, all of those things where people are expecting their direction of travel and work to be doing less work or having more time in their life, perhaps a better way to put it, to prioritize themselves. So for me, the uncomfortable truth is explaining to you people, there's no going back from this moment. Let's not sit here and think that sales are going to increase all of a sudden because everyone's going to go back to work. It's gone. That time has gone. So let's now take that truth and work with that truth and configure the business around that truth. And that is our operating model for the future. So we took a big step down. I think every vendor did. But now actually that's stabilized and we're back to the curve that existed before again, Lois. It's at a lower level than it used to be.
And thank you for sharing that, Phil, because I think that people being willing to face the uncomfortable truths is so, so important. And that event horizon, because I do still work with people who are yearning to go backwards. And as you said, that is not going to happen. And you talked about the self-care as well, and and mental resilience around being able to go, okay, that's gone. Right, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Is so important. But if people are in that heightened state of anxiety, then, sometimes that's really difficult, because the easiest thing to think is, well, if we go back, it'll all be okay.